Hello from Revs on Retreat. We are here today in my living room with my little tree here behind and are thrilled to welcome you to this video during the first week of Advent. We are hopeful that we will have a video for you for each of the weeks of Advent, and we will we'll trust that that will happen. So we are perhaps instead of just saying we're Revs on Retreat, I should tell you that I am Linda Sneeza-Taggart and this is Margaret Scott, and together we are Revs on Retreat.
Right.
Yes. Okay, so do you want to say something about?
Yeah, we decided this time around that we would focus on, from the plethora of Advent resources, we would focus on one or two things. And we both agreed on Kate Bowler's Advent resources, which come every day, and Diane Butler Bass's resources, which come mostly every other day.
Yeah.
One is a blessings
blessings-based
person, and the other is a more scholarly kind of place. And we thought, surely within those two things, we would find something that would be meaningful. So what we're going to do is just tell you a little bit about week one, which is the week of hope if you're lighting an Advent candle in your tradition. The first candle is the week of hope, and that's what we're going to do. And this week, two things particularly struck both of us. My big one was the very first day when Kate Bowler talked about lighting one small candle against the darkness. And we have so much light coming from all around us at this time of year, whether it's tree lights or Christmas tree lights or store lights, that we often don't notice that, number one, darkness is creeping in physically as we get towards solstice, and also that darkness is happening all around us in our world. And so I was reflecting a little bit on that one as we talked earlier today, and Linda was also struck by the other one, which was the hope versus optimism.
Yes, but first I want to remind people of the experience of the one candle being. Most of us have had the experience of whether with friends or in a sanctuary or in another setting of starting with one candle in a darkened room and then passing that light around, right? And how it changes the entire face of or feeling or environment or whatever in that room. And I, of course, liken that to, we're not only lighting a candle, we also are a candle. And so once we can pass that light of the Spirit that is within us on, and so on, that is what makes a difference to the dark that is not a physical dark.
Right. And the other thing, since we're on the darkness anyway, there was an image that came across one of our resources this week about monks who in the middle of the night pray as if their light was going to come, which it does.
Yep, they chant facing the horizon.
Right.
The eastern horizon.
Facing the eastern horizon.
Which is dark.
Which is what we are waiting for also.
Morning sun.
Or morning star, right. And so we're hoping that through our reflections and your quieting down of yourself in Advent, you will find moments when you have to face the darkness because it's real, but also find your own light given to you, handed to you as a grace from God.
Yeah.
So you want to say something more about the optimism?
Yeah,
and the hope thing?
that was one of the Kate Bowler readings, and what was it that you said about hope stays in the room?
Oh,
Do you remember?
optimism ghosts us.
Yes.
But hope stays in the room.
Yes.
When things get dark and difficult, optimism is not nearly as useful as
yes.
hope.
Yes, and also the difference between optimism and hope is optimism sometimes rightly and sometimes in a forced way says things are fine. Things are fine. I'm fine. You're fine.
Or they will be fine. It'll all be wonderful.
It'll work out in the end. It'll be good. Things are fine. And hope says things are not fine, but God is here.
Yes.
And that's a world of difference. A world of difference. I think that the culture pushes us toward resolution on things, and so sometimes we feel as though it's important to be happy, to project happiness, to project a conclusion to a dark or difficult thing, even if that dark or difficult thing is not in actuality over. Or even if it is over, there's still work to be done after that. So this optimism versus hope thing reminds me that I would rather go through a dark time and know that God is here than pretend or force that things are fine.
Yeah, and that's especially true, I think, for the seasonality of this year, because there's a lot of people moving into very difficult times in their lives.
Yes.
People a lot worse off than us. But there are also people who have seasonal affect disorder, for whom it's a very difficult time. I know for myself that one of the big I was going to say learnings, but I haven't even learned it yet. My opening of me for this Advent has been to name the darkness and to talk about how I had been experiencing for several months now just a lot of stuff, family issues, all manner of personal issues, just stuff. And it was feeling like depression. I was feeling a little anxiety about everything. And began to wonder if I was, clinically depressed or whatever. And as I'm moving towards Advent, what Linda said about even if when something is dark and it's not over, and even when it is over, there's more still work to be done, is this big aha, obviously, not the first time in my life I've had this aha, is that what we quote all the time at Revs on retreats, is that we're about process, not about product. Our culture is about product. You've got how many Christmas days to Christmas, and then boom, it's done. No, it wasn't true for the baby Jesus and his mother Mary. It's not true for us. There's always something after that. And instead of always looking forward to what's next and what's next and what's next, I am taking some time to be quiet and still, to return to the God within me, and just sit a while during this Advent. So any reflections you get from me this month will be about that very sitting, that very process. No end point, no fixing, just the experience of waiting.
Yeah, and I really resonate with that because it's my personal Advent is one of waiting, and I'm a person who likes to figure out all the permutations of things that could happen and prepare for every one of them so that I am always prepared. But I'm learning. I haven't learned yet, but I'm learning that, Mary pondered, and I take a lot of inspiration from that, and from the Song of Mary in Scripture, that this is actually where the action is, not out there somewhere, not doing something, but the action, the internal action of waiting, of not answering, of not planning, of not deciding, of not forcing those things to happen, while it's very countercultural and because of that challenging, I think is unique for me this year because I haven't experienced it in this way before.
Yeah. And as you were speaking there about Mary's song, I think that for me that some of the waiting is acknowledgement that actually God is the primary actor.
Yes.
In that song.
Yes.
And that's where I need to work.
Because the waiting is not, I'm not in my heart waiting for myself. I'm in my heart waiting for God.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So hopefully we have some
we've said something,
murmurings in our lives that will allow you to think this week coming about hope in your life, and where you need to find it, and how you need to find it, and how you can live with the darkness and the light. And we wanted to close with a blessing from Kate Bowler.
Right. She wrote a little bit about a ancient tradition of wassailing a bare branched tree. You probably know the old Christmas hymn, "Here We Come a Wassailing." That's how it goes, right?
Yeah.
And so working off of that, the blessing that she and we offer. Blessed are we who look at bare branches and dare to call them future orchards. Blessed are we who bless what seems unlikely, trusting God that hope still grows here. And she's very good at asking a question of reflection, and the question that goes along with this one is, what part of your life needs to be wassailed this Advent? Blessing what isn't yet fruitful. So just some food for thought and prayer.
Yeah. Have a great Advent week.
And we will hope to see you next week.
Bye.